Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. Welcome to Mel's Musings. It's an absolutely beautiful day today. And as I stood by this tree, as I started to look into the camera, I was taken by almost like the web of the branches behind me. And it immediately brought the thought to me of an analogy of life, of how we sometimes think there's no paths in front of us, and yet when I look at that, I think there are often loads of options open to us if only we will look and see. They just might not seem what we think we want straight away. So when I was thinking of the inspirational card today, coming into power, I stepped into my power boldly and confidently. What does that bring to mind? What does that actually mean when we step into our power? It's when we're ready to fully take responsibility for our life, for our choices, for where we want to go, for the actions we're going to take, for our behavior, for our reactions. And this isn't about then immediately condemning ourselves, saying, well, I did that wrong and I should have gone that way. It's about, from now, becoming more aware, I feel. And just aware of your choices, of what's causing your suffering, and what choices do you have in front of you. And those choices could sometimes be very narrow and slim, but it could be maybe one of these very tiny branches, which may then lead to one of the bigger pathways. But it's about looking for that crack in the window, that tiny path of how I can start taking responsibility and making my choices, rather than living in that state where it's to blame everyone else or it's somebody else's fault. And it's how do I start to take responsibility now for my steps forward. It's also about, for me, working on that feelings of self-worth, your self-confidence. And that comes through starting to make your own choices. Maybe saying no when you feel you're pushed to say yes. Maybe saying yes when you feel your fear is making you say no. It's all about that discernment and learning to listen to your body, your intuition, of knowing that this is your choice, not coercion or by others or because you're trying to please everybody else. When I pulled the next card, it fitted perfectly. Looking deeper, deep within me is a majestic radiance. And if you look at that picture, see, I always think within each of us, there is a beautiful diamond. A diamond of our divine self, if you like. Our beauty, our radiance. And then, often from the time we're little, through people, places, circumstances, experiences, we slowly can either be sort of pushed down into the dark. We take on overcoats of other people's expectations, of maybe our own expectations that are done for other reasons other than what's best for our own highest good. And slowly we wear more and more overcoats. We build up higher and higher brick walls through pain, through trauma, through suffering. And it doesn't mean it's all bad, but they can be the things that can harden our hearts, and we forget that we are this radiance. And I think as well, stepping into that power can be, maybe we remember ourselves as a carefree child. And maybe we were told that that wasn't the right behavior, or we had to be good all the time. And if you spoke up or stepped out of line, we were told that wasn't the way you behaved. That may have been right, that may have been wrong. You need to discern that for yourself, whether you feel you've lost part of who you were, maybe that freedom of who you were, and now's time to discover that radiance again. Where I am, they often talk under the Glastonbury tour. They talk about that there may be caves to be discovered underneath In many mountains they talk about caves that go deep into the mountain, and within them they find crystals and gems. Well, for me, that is the same. The magic and the mystery that is us still remains. It just might be hidden deep within. And maybe it's time, as you decide to step into your power, to let that sunshine in, let the moonlight in, start to take away those layers, to believe in yourself. And yes, we will fall over. We will feel like we failed, and then we pick ourselves up and we dust ourselves off and we start all over again. But that is taking responsibility for me and just stepping into that. So I leave you with that thought. Be well, lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.